Okay, Tiago, thank you so much for joining me. How are you?
Thank you, my friend. I'm fine. Thank you.
I'm really looking forward to speaking with you. I know we've been trying to set this up for a while now, and we started, I think, towards the end of last year with the release of the series on Netflix called Investigation Alien with George Knapp, which you featured in one of the episodes where you looked at the Colares incident, which I'm looking forward to really digging into and speaking with you about. But first of all, I'd really like to know and take you back. If you could tell me what first got you interested in the UFO subject.
Oh, the same question, the same answer. I was born with that. When I was a kid, I learned to read and write, and I read comic books, like heroes comic books, like Spider-Man, Captain America here in Brazil. And I read everything about the mysteries, about the UFOs, lost cities, everything about that. And the ufology caught my attention because my father was a Brazilian Air Force pilot, and he loved the subject. We never had the chance to talk about it because he passed away when I was 18 years old. So I don't have much time to talk about that with him. But he had the book, a famous book, Chariots of the Gods, from Eric von Däniken. And he had that book. And when he was cleaning his closet, he always take the book and put it in the bed, under over the bed. And I started to read it, some chapters, some pages, and always asked him, "Dad, can I have this book?" No, it's my book. It's not yours. It's my book. And when he passed away, he left the book for me, and I have this book to now, until now, and with his signature, and below his signature, I have the Eric von Däniken signature autograph, because Eric von Däniken came here in Brazil for the first time in Brasilia was in 2011, and I went there to meet him, and I got this autograph. So I started to enjoy, to like ufology when I was a kid, and when I was 8 years old, I saw something in the sky. I was living in Rio de Janeiro, here in Brazil, and I live in a neighborhood called Barra da Tijuca. And I was playing with my brother. My brother's 2 years. I'm older, 2 years of my brother, uh, and some friends. And I saw a ball of light, a red ball of light, just appeared in the sky and was descending to a mountain we call here Pedra da Gávea, Gávea stone. Is a we call here is a sleeping giant, because there's a face like a giant, and this light, this ball of light, red, very shine, very bright, just descend and disappear in the nose, over the nose of the giant. And then I don't know how long after that, uh, this light just appear again. I don't know if brighter or bigger, but just arise and make this movement for 3 times and disappear, speed away very fast and disappear. So I start to understand that, well, something's going on, because I'm talking about something that happened in 1982. There's no drones, there's no satellites like Starlink, there's nothing like that. And my father was a pilot, and since I was to live in Rio, I live in Natal, is a Rio Grande do Norte state, and Santa Maria is a city of Rio Grande do Sul state, in Air Force bases. So I was 7, 8 years old, but I already know what was a helicopter, an airplane, because I see it every day when I was a kid. And what I saw that day, I cannot explain, and I never see something like that until now. So that thing just pushed the button with something. Wow, there's something strange happening here, and I want to know what is it. And so I'm in this path, in this way, for almost 40 years.
That's amazing. That's a fascinating story. Such a strange thing with all these lights. And it seems to be that there's a lot of these kind of strange orbs and lights reported from multiple countries in South America. So that's really interesting. Well, you say that was 1982. I'd like to now jump back to 1977 and talk about Colares, because this case, I think, has got so much information, yet I still think it's not talked about enough. So could you give us a kind of the story, the main story about what happened in Colares first, please?
Well, in 1977, what happened here in Brazil? Colares is a city, it's an island in Pará state here in Brazil, in north of Brazil. And in 1977, on June, July, August, people in Maranhão state uh, were very afraid, terrified, because some lights in the sky was shooting down laser beam in people. And no matter if you were sleeping or inside your house or fishing, doesn't matter, because that light, and they call it chupa chupa, suck suck, or vampire lights, these objects or lights just shoot a laser beam and hit people. And people got very afraid and start to complain with the mayors of the cities, several cities. And the mayor got to the commander, Air Force Brigadier Protásio. And in October 1977, he sent a crew, a team, to investigate what's going on in Colares. So they went to Colares and some of the other cities, but the spot was in Colares. And this military started to investigate. They started to talk with people, with witnesses, with people that got injured by the light, and they discovered that something was happened that they cannot explain. And the militaries start to see these spacecrafts. It's not just only lights. What they saw were spacecrafts, like in different shapes, like a ball, like a football object, like a triangle, like a cylinder, in kind of types of shapes of this UFO they were seeing. And the military started to investigate, started to watch it, to see it, and started to take photographs. We now have more than 200 photographs of these UFOs, of these spaceships. And we have more than 2,000 pages of reports, official reports of the militaries. And besides that, the journalists of the Pará state, they were covering the subject as well. They got also photos, testimonies, and much more. And in September, October, Captain Holanda, Virgin Holanda, was dispatched to that place, and he was the leader of the operation. And he started to investigate, but he was very skeptical. And he was speaking with the sergeant Flavio. He was in charge before Wirangé. And he asked Flavio, "Oh, I don't believe it because I never saw it." And the Sergeant Flavio said to him, "Well, sir, you will have the opportunity to see it." And one night they were camping to investigate, make a vigil to investigate. And a huge UFO, like a disc shape UFO, just hovered over the heads of the militaries. And the Sergeant Flavio asked him to Holanda, well, sir, now do you believe it? So all these things, just the attacks took from August, September to November, December of 1977. And then decrease the attacks. And in 78, we had another mission without Holanda, without the older militaries, the back militaries. But the incident, the facts, the acts of these UFOs were not the same. They were not more attacking people. And now we have, for me, in my opinion, this is the best UFO case ever, because you have testimonies from deputies, from police officers, from militaries, from normal people, from congressmen, and you have photos, and you have videos, and you have a lot of things. But, Vinny, the videos are not here in Brazil with us, unfortunately.
What happened to them?
Oh, my friend, you have to ask it to Mr. Bigelow.
Oh, okay. So this is right, because I think for anyone that is familiar, this case was investigated by ORSAP under the Defense Intelligence Agency. So are you saying that they took the original videos back to the United States?
Yes, the videos and many, many more photos, and some of medical historic documents uh, of people that have been attacked. And if you go to Pará and you find someone that was attacked, if you ask his uh, medical report, you will not find it. Disappeared. And Carlos Mendes is a Brazilian journalist from Pará. He investigates the whole events. He went further than the military, because he went to more than 20 and 20, 30 cities to investigate. He was a journalist. And he discovered with two friends, journalists and photographer from the Pará newspaper, that the CIA put an agent inside the journal to trying to discover more information and steal the documents and the photos. And they discovered the agent was from Peru. He was when he came there, he told that, no, I'm journalist from Peru. I want to learn from you how is to be a journalist here in Brazil. I want to learn. Sorry, nothing. No sense. He was just trying to get information to pass, not to Brazilian military, to some intelligence agency from the United States, and we think that CIA.
Wow. I mean, that's shocking, but not surprising, unfortunately. And you mentioned there that about the medical records. What kind of injuries were happening during that first wave in 1977? And also, were there any fatalities? Did anybody die due to these attacks?
Well, in the man, uh, the laser hit in the leg or in the neck. In the woman, upper the breast, and they left 3 marks, like a needle, 3 needles, and this marks just like a burn, and people complain that they try to scratch, and it's a burning feeling and irritation, something like that, something allergic. And officially, we know that one person died, but we think that could be much more. Why? Because if you see the map of Brazil, the north of Brazil, Brazil is like a continent. If you go to the north of Brazil, it's a jungle. 90% of the north of Brazil is jungle. And we have several cities that are far from each other, like 3 or 4 hours by water. You have to take a boat, and then more 3 hours by a car in a not so good road. Highway is not. There's no highway in the north of Brazil. It's a road, sand road, mud road, something like that. And in that places, in that cities, people were attacked also. So we don't have the report, a medical report, because they too far to go to a civilization to get a medical attention. So we think that more people died because of that, but officially just one. And the interesting thing is when people go to the doctor, the only doctor that was there was Velaide, is a doctor, is a female Velaide, was is her name. And when they took a blood sample, they discovered that people was lacking of iron on the blood. I mean, they got anemia. So that thing that was hitting people were sucking not only blood but also the iron of the blood. So what is that? And many people say, "Oh, it was a social experiment." Wait a minute. It was a Cold War, so it was an experiment or some kind of a training of the United States or the Russia, the former Soviet Union. But if people ask me if I believe in that, of course not, because people, witnesses, saw this craft coming in and coming out from the water. They could make maneuvers impossible to any airplane nowadays. So if the United States or the former Soviet Union had this technology, where is this technology now? We don't have an airplane that can dive in the ocean or in a river without any physics that we know, and he fly under the water and then fly in the sky the same facility easily. We don't have this technology. So what was that? We're still looking for this answer.
Why Colares? Why that area? Does anybody have any theories as to why that group of people in that part of the country were targeted?
Oh, we have a lot of theories because there's a lot of rivers. The rivers in north of Brazil is like an ocean. You can, if you are in a shore, you cannot see the other side of the shore. It's huge. The rivers in Amazon, they are huge, huge. And some people say, well, there's minerals under the forest, in the soil of the forest, or the very far city. So if the aliens want to go there, oh, there's no not much people gonna see us. I don't know. There's a lot of theories. I think that they just went there. What they are from, if they are extraterrestrial or humans or interdimensional being, I don't know. They went there. They do something that we cannot explain and how or why. So it's still a mystery.
Yeah, I mean, were there any witness reports of these objects landing or any beings actually seen at all?
Yeah, there's not so much people that saw the beings of this UFO, these vehicles, but the Captain Holanda, just before the operation was shut down, he was face to face of an alien. According to him, he was face to face with a small being with big black eyes and gray color of skin. We know this guy, and He tried to communicate it, but he didn't got it. He didn't get it. And when he went to the Brigadier Protásio to tell him, well, I was that close to having contact with from an alien, an extraterrestrial civilization, the operation was shut down. The Brigadier Protásio said, well, uh, we already have what we need for, and the operation is closed. So that's weird. And landing, we have one case that the one of the shapes landed in a soccer field, in a football field, and left a depth of 3 or 4 centimeters in the soil, and many people saw it. But we don't have a lot of reports of the UFOs landing or people get in touch with these entities. But there are also witnesses that saw the aliens inside of the UFOs. We have one case of that people saw in a cylinder object, and the wall is like a glass, and people saw it, 2 entities inside this object, and they're firing the laser beam and people watching that. It's very weird what happened there.
You mentioned there the operation was shut down. What were the final conclusions by the military after this had all finished?
There was no final conclusion. There's no report of that. They just get all the reports and shut down. There's no final report saying, well, this technology is beyond our comprehension. There's no report. That's the most frustration thing, because they had everything in their hands. They had the movie, they had photos, movie films, they have testimonies, they have the military that saw it, but there's no final report. We got it's in the is free for anyone can see it. The reports, more than 2,000 of pages of reports, we have it, but we don't have the final report. I mean, they shut down the operation, but they didn't conclude the operation, and we don't know why, because they didn't conclude it.
That is so strange. And was there any other work done on the case following 1977 before the ORSAP team kind of came down, or is that where it kind of got picked back up? I mean, can you tell me about the ORSAP investigation? How they looked into it, and maybe why?
Well, why? We don't know why. We know that in 1978, another operation was there, but there's no more attacks. Just people seeing lights in the sky, just like today, nowadays. And the OSAPA went there. I don't know. It's a theory. I don't know, to investigate or to conclude the investigation that was made in 1977. Try to get more information, but the Brazilian government, the Brazilian military, just let it go. We don't have any more. We don't have no more information that the Brazilian military or the Brazilian government tried after 77 or 78 trying to investigate it. They just left. And the phenomenon, the UFO phenomenon, it still happen in Pará. Of course, now we have drug dealers, uh, human dealers, gold and metals, everything there. We have drones and have airplanes that they're from drug dealers, so you cannot find it in a fly app, something like that. You will not find it. But we still have reports of people that are keeping seeing strange things or had some kind of experience that they cannot explain. In the series, the alien investigation with George Knapp, we went to Colares, and while the production was setting up the filming, the set to film, I started to talk with people, and I got a lot of reports. The people say, "Oh, I was there in '77 and I saw this. No, I saw something in 2019. I saw something in 2009, 21." So the phenomena is still there, and you don't see the Brazilian government or military investigating this because they are in our skies. If they are not in our skies and it's not ours, and I'm sure they're not ours, it's an invasion. We have to take care of our skies.
What is the general consensus? How does the Brazilian government see the UFO phenomena? Does it take it seriously, or does it just not even talk about it?
No, they don't care. They don't care. I think only if a spaceship land here in Brasilia, in the middle of the Três Poderes place here in Brasilia, they gonna do something. But here in Brazil, we have so many problems: political problems, economic problems, social problems, health problems, that this is not important to the Brazilian government or militaries. And I'm sure that there's no, like in the United States, that the black budget or black operations or secret groups to investigate. In Brazil, we don't have it. Don't have it. And I can show you why I can assure you that. Because I have a lot of friends in Brazilian Air Force, in Brazilian Army, and in Brazilian Navy. There's not recruit or sergeant, they are lieutenant colonel or brigadiers. And I talk to them almost every week. And they assure me, Thiago, we don't take it. We don't study, we don't research. If we see something, we report. And once we report, it's done. If someone is taking care of it, they're not.
That's so frustrating, really frustrating. And you mentioned there with the filming of Investigation Alien with George Knapp, I believe you've got photos and videos that you're going to share with us. If you want to take a look at them now, that would be great.
Let me share. I'm gonna share. The first one is Johnny. He was a witness that appeared in a series, and he got two types of sightings. One, he saw marks in a field, in a soccer field, football field, and he saw some water cockroach. I don't know how to say this in English, but in Brazil it's baratas d'água, cockroach water.
Okay.
Was very strange. This cockroach had 3 marks on the back, and they are circulating the circles that they found it in a football field. And in other video, he saw a very strange light in the sky. That we can say, well, this is not a UFO. There's something that is a firework or something like that. But he told me, Thiago, this light made a 90 degrees curve. So a firework or a flare cannot do that. So let's start with the testimony of Johnny.
Olá, me chamo Johnny Monteiro, sou residente aqui da cidade de Barcarena e eu tive o privilégio em ter o contato com um OVNI. Foi no ano de 2009, quando eu, fazendo fazendo foto, tirando fotos de pequenos animais no mato, na mata, eu me deparei com um objeto flutuando sobre o campo da comunidade da Ilha Trambioca, onde a minha família reside. E aquilo foi espantoso para mim, que no momento eu confesso que fiquei com medo, porque eu não sabia o que era aquilo. Eu tive a oportunidade de tirar foto, bem em questão de segundos, tirei foto e corri do local, com muito medo, achando que aquele objeto fosse seguir na minha direção, ou vir até mim, onde eu estava, me seguir. E foi isso.
Você consegue estimar o tamanho do objeto?
Sim, o tamanho do objeto, o que eu pude perceber ali de imediato, era em torno de 5 a 7 metros. Era algo bastante grande. E logo em seguida, depois que eu saí dali, eu pude ver que as pessoas também aqui foram testemunhas de algo lá no mesmo local onde eu vi o objeto. Apareceram círculos, 3 círculos apareceram no campo, e eu posso afirmar, né, que foi aquele objeto que eu vi que fizeram aquele círculo no campo. E o círculo maior em torno de 10 a 11 metros, o menor, que no caso tinha um que era no meio, era em torno de 5 a 7 também, e o terceiro, que era um círculo, um triângulo e uma linha reta que seguia no meio, era bem maior que os círculos, era em torno de 10 a 11 metros também.
E o que você encontrou perto desses círculos?
Sim, os moradores daqui, não fui eu, pude tirar a foto, né? Os moradores daqui que encontraram, eu fui testemunha também porque eu fui lá ver, os moradores daqui encontraram vários pequenos animais mortos dentro dos círculos, tipo barata, cobra, escorpião, besouro, grilo, gafanhoto, todos os pequenos insetos, sabe? Eles estavam todos mortos dentro do círculo, como se passassem por ali e morressem. Eu acredito nisso.
E tinha uma característica nos insetos também, né?
Sim. As baratas. Tinham várias baratas d'água, né? É uma barata bem grande. Todas as baratas que tinham ali eram várias e várias baratas mortas dentro dos círculos. Todas elas possuíam 2 perfurações no casco delas.
Oh, I'm gonna show you now one of this cockroach that he saw. I told you there was 3 marks. There are only 2.
Okay, yeah, that's interesting. Thank you. Oh, wow.
These 2 marks.
I see, yeah.
And they got more other animals, like a snake.
I see, yeah. Do we know if any of these were taken away to be tested at all?
No. They were so afraid of the lights or the marks. I'm going to show the marks as well in the field, that they left the soccer field for 1-2 weeks.
Right.
And before that, one or two of the members of the community, they went to the soccer field, and the animals were there. There's no predators. They're still there, not decomposing, just laying there after a week. And they stopped to go there. And after 3 weeks, they went there, and the insects and the snakes and frogs had just disappeared. And this is a mystery. Let me show here one of the marks.
I see, right.
This is one of the marks that they found in the soccer field.
And had they witnessed the object as well, or they just saw what it had left behind? Okay.
Yes. And what Johnny took a photo was a huge UFO. We don't have the original photo because he lost it. It's like an old Panasonic machine, digital machine. It's not a cell phone. So he lost it. He broke the camera, and this photo is a copy of the copy of the copy of the copy. So we cannot investigate the original that could give us more information, technical information. I'm gonna show you here. This is the original photo. You can see here the UFO is this thing.
Yep.
Well, some people say, well, this is a top tree. It's not. It's not, because there is no type of tree like this in Amazon. And I went there. You can see the goal of the soccer field here. You can see the goal. And this was in the top of the tree. And the tree was not crushed. It's not broken. It's just crushed. There's another witness that saw also an entity before this UFO. I went there. I looked for some kind of tree that was cut. There's no tree that was cut there. And we made some an analysis of this photo. You can see it's something solid.
Yeah.
And you can see the rest of the forest is not like this.
Sure.
I'm not telling you that I guarantee that this photo is 100% real. I cannot guarantee that, because we don't have the original photo to investigate.
Of course, I understand.
And we have another witness that saw something that Selma is aunt of Johnny, and she saw something very interesting as well.
Boa tarde, sou Selma Furtado, eu sou artesã. O dia 2009, que um relato que teve aqui na Ilha Trambioca, eu com a minha irmã saímos para procurar umas sementes, umas frutas. Aí nós fomos por trás, quando chegamos, ia no caminho, na estrada do campo, atrás da trave lá. Aí quando eu vi, vinha tipo uma coisa perseguindo nós, perseguindo. Aí eu olhei assim, quando eu vi aquilo, que quando tu vai andando, aquilo vai te seguindo, sabe? Quando tu vai andando, vai te seguindo. Eu olhei, não parecia nada. Aí nós varemos no campo. Aí quando nós varemos lá, eu disse pra minha irmã, o que foi que será que aconteceu aqui, que essas coisas estão tudo cheias de círculo que tinha, com buraco, três círculos com buraco no meio. Aí tinha o primeiro, o segundo e o terceiro. Aí dentro dele tinha um buraco, ao redor dele tinha um monte de barata morta, aquelas baratas d'água que estavam. Aí eu disse para ela, o que foi, será isso aqui? Aí ela disse, não sei. Aí quando eu olho, quando nós olhamos, eu vi assim, tipo um homem assim, não era grande, era pequeno assim. Só que foi rápido e nós corremos. Corremos, eu vim avisar meu primo. Aí meu primo foi, chamou o pessoal, todo mundo foram para lá olhar. O que eu tinha...
E qual era o formato?
O formato não deu para ver. Não deu para ver o formato assim. Foi rápido aquilo que pareceu rápido, nós corremos.
Era uma luz?
Era. Aí
grande?
Os antigos falavam que era. Não, ele era pequeno. Uhum. Aí os antigos falavam que sempre essa luz dava aqui no campo. Parecia no campo essa luz aí. Aí, mesmo ano, passou assim uns 3 meses que a minha irmã fomos para cá, pescar. Ia Matapi. Quando eu vi uma tomba d'água, sem chamar direito.
Tromba d'água.
Tromba d'água.
Sem problema.
Aí, quando eu vi, tinha aquelas luzes perto dela, ao redor todinho. E eu disse, mano, aqui é isso. Eu disse, mano, bora embora que eu tô com medo. Aí nós pegamos uma rabeta que eu tenho bem aqui. Peguei,
o que é uma rabeta?
Essa rabeta, esse barquinho. Aí nós encostemos rapidinho, cheguei, eu falei pro pessoal, e quando eles foram ver, já tinha sumido.
E qual era o tamanho dessas luzes perto da tromba d'água? Eram maiores?
Mais luzes grandes, era grande as luzes.
E depois disso, ela teve mais algum fechamento? Ou sabe de alguém por aqui que teve?
Olha,
que viu alguma coisa?
Falaram que uma mulher que viu umas luzes, uma senhora que morava por ali, que viu umas luzes.
Aquele ser que a senhora viu com a sua irmã no campo, ele sumiu?
Sumiu.
Do nada?
Também no campo tinha as árvores que estavam amassadas, as ramas.
O topo das árvores está tudo amassado? Amassado
assim,
ou queimado?
É tipo amassado assim.
É?
Era.
E quanto tempo ficou aquelas marcas no campo?
Olha, ficou no outro dia que os meninos foram, apareceu em outro lugar, uma outra marca.
Eram 3 marcas?
Era 3 marcas, uma grande com buraco no meio, aí tinha outra aqui menor, aí tinha outra e tinha um negócio assim. Entendeu? Nela. Aí tinha aquele buraco, aquelas baratas com um furo na costa delas.
Foi, a senhora acha que pode ter sido alguém que fez isso?
Não,
pra fazer aquele buraco ter sido algo muito pesado?
Não foi, buraco pesado.
E por que
tava
tem barata
amassado.
lá? Lá é como se fosse um mangue?
Não,
lá é úmido?
lá não tem barata lá. Não tem barata do campo. Não tem. Não existe barata para aí. Para barata apareceram mesmo do nada. E não tem essas baratas para aí.
E o que a senhora acha que foi isso?
Eu acho que foi um disco voador. Que eu disse para ela, mãe, foi um disco voador.
E depois disso nunca mais apareceu nada por aqui?
Não, eu não vi. Eu mesmo não vi, né? Mas...
Tá ótimo. Obrigado, Thelma.
Tá.
Wow, that is amazing.
Yeah, what they saw, what she saw was this.
Ah, okay.
She saw this. Water,
So is that water in the middle?
yeah, and a ball of lights, of fire, she said.
Okay.
And also the marks in a soccer field was this.
Ah, okay.
The 3 marks and the water cockroaches around it. And some, I don't know, settings, lines.
And so it seems as though those water bugs, they don't live in those fields. It's almost as if the object or whatever it was had brought them from the water.
Yeah, we have cases in ufology where the UFOs they vacuum water from the lagoon or river or ocean. I don't know. It is a mystery. I look it for as well. If it's true that there's no cockroach like that in that area, and there's not. Someone could make a joke. Okay, it's not impossible. But many people saw different things over there. And then you go to detail. She saw the top trees were crushed, not burned. So in my opinion, I think that UFO came in that place more than once.
Yeah, it would seem that way from the testimony.
Because they saw the marks in the field, and day after another mark, and the top trees are crushed. And in another day, Johnny saw something as well, and took a picture of the UFO. And so I think that this object was there more than once.
Yeah. So strange. Fascinating case.
And well, while me and George, we are at Colares, I start to speak with Mr. Francisco. He's an older man, but in 1977 he was there. He lived in Colares, and what he saw, it's amazing. We never heard a testimonial report like that. Let me show you.
Não tinha, depois passou para energia, sabe? Tudo isso eu sei. Aí que quando ficamos lá na ilha, que quando lá vinha o negócio, aterrissou bem assim como começava a ver. Aí bati nele assim, sabe, saltou um caboclo desse. Sabe aquele peixe? Pegou uma mancheira de terra branca assim e levou. Aí saiu desse rumo aqui, tipo assim uma nave.
Era uma nave? Tinha luzes rodando?
Era. Aí ele pegou uma cheia de terra assim, aí ele bateu a foto desse cara aí.
Tirou foto?
Extraterrestre foi. E jura como nós vimos isso aí. O pessoal fala, muita gente que é novo não sabe. O senhor viu mesmo? Nós vimos esse negocinho.
Aí só falou que 2 pessoas morreram. Foi por causa do ataque?
Foi, não, por causa que assugava. Quando ele puxava o aparelho, o sangue ficava assim pela. Nesse tempo a casa tudo era de madeira, sabe? Aí, quando ele puxava o aparelho, escorreu o sangue assim pelo solo.
O sangue ficava escorrendo no chão?
Ficava assim no chão. Ela não morreu 2, a velha Mirota e a senhora. E agora tem esse sobrinho meu que mora lá, no Neutro.
E durou quanto tempo isso? Esses ataques?
Rapaz, mais de mês. Aí veio aquela polícia aeronáutica, né?
Aeronáutica, né?
Cada canto era dois que ficavam. Cada canto era dois. E tem aquelas camas pequenas, né, com aquele radiotransmissor, né? Aí quando passava a parede, ele falava pra cima.
E deixa eu perguntar uma coisa, o senhor falou, tinha um americano no meio, ele veio antes da aeronáutica ou depois?
Não, foi depois.
E como é que você sabe que ele era americano?
Hein?
Como é que você sabe que ele era americano?
Porque ele falava tudo estrangeiro, ninguém falava. Aí o seu Beto disse, olha, veio americano comigo aí. Foi assim o negócio.
E nunca mais o senhor esqueceu, né?
Não é mais cano, então.
E hoje em dia ainda tem alguma coisa?
Não tem mais, não tem mais.
Esses ataques não vê, mas o pessoal ainda vê
Não tem
algumas
mais,
luzinhas.
Fazendo uns 70 anos por aí, assim.
E o senhor falou que não era um luz, era um objeto, qual era a forma do objeto?
Era isso,
Ele parecia com o quê?
era assim, tipo um aparelho assim, sabe?
Era em forma de prato,
Não, agora isso aí não sei, né?
Era só a luz que isso aqui...
Só a luz que saía assim, tudo brilho. Quando ele saía assim, ele ia brilhando assim.
Tá ótimo, seu José. Obrigado, viu?
Ah, sim, tá.
Obrigado.
So and he told us at least 2 people died. So we don't have this official reports of that death. So where is it?
That's so strange. Just going back to the previous case with Johnny Monteiro, do you have the video with the orange kind of orb that was featured in the series? I thought that was quite a fascinating video, quite compelling.
Let me show you.
Thank you.
Algo estranho no céu ali, ó, caindo lá, ó. Que isso já?
Não sei. Meteoro, não é?
Estranho, cara.
Olha um fogo de
Olha, fumaçando lá, ó.
Apagou.
Pegou fumaça e sumiu. Não acredito nisso. Não tô acreditando, cara. Caraca, bicho. Sumiu.
That is strange.
It looks like a flare. But you have to listen what Johnny say about this.
Sim, e aí eu também tive a oportunidade também de fazer a filmagem de uma bola de fogo que ali naquele momento as pessoas presentes, a gente achou que fosse um avião ou um meteoro vindo em nossa direção. Porém, aquele objeto fez uma curva de 90 graus, o que a gente ali tirou por base que não seria nem avião nem meteoro. E logo após ter feito a curva, seguiu mais alguns quilômetros, vamos dizer assim, no céu e foi reduzindo o brilho e se apagou.
Você acha que podia ser um sinalizador de algum navio, de alguém brincando, alguma coisa assim?
Não, de maneira alguma, até porque o sinalizador, ele poderia seguir para o alto, né? E simplesmente, digamos assim, aumentar o brilho e em seguida apagar. Porém, aquele vinha na nossa direção, como se fosse solto de cima para baixo, e em seguida fez a curva. Foi uma curva muito grande e foi bastante rápida aquela curva, como se seguisse na nossa direção e seguisse para o lado, de imediato. E depois após dobrar, fazer a curva, ele já se apagou.
E quando foi isso?
Foi no final do ano passado, foi em dezembro. Dia 23 de dezembro.
E mais pessoas viram isso? Mais pessoas veem esses fenômenos aqui na ilha?
Sim. Geralmente a maioria da população da ilha vê. Já tem, na verdade, um relato sobre essa mesma situação. Luzes, né?
It was in December of 2023. And Johnny is a civilian firefighter. So he knows what a flare is.
And so, are you still speaking with anybody in Colares or the area to this day, just if anyone sees anything?
Yeah, we have. I left a lot of contacts there, and always they send me something in the sky. But I cannot. I have to be honest. Many of these cases are satellites, or airplanes, or helicopters, and I tell them that. But if something strange appear, I'm gonna investigate. Of course, I'm trying to go there again this year to make a second mission there to investigate, to get more information, more testimonies, and see if the phenomenon is still working there, still activate there. And I hope, and I think that I'm gonna I can find more information. And well, let's see if there's something.
Yes, indeed. And just for everybody that may be watching this, where can people find you to keep up with your work?
Well, you can find me internet. You're gonna follow the YouTube channel of the Revista UFO. It's www.ufo.com.br, the site. And on YouTube, you can just type Revista, Revista UFO. So you can find me, and you can find the Revista UFO magazine. We have videos. We have the oldest UFO magazine is still running in a planet over the 40 years of the magazine. Every month, a new magazine to Brazilian people.
Amazing. What I'll do is I'll make sure that all of your links are in the description of the video so people can go and click on them and keep up to date. But this has been absolutely fascinating. I cannot thank you enough. I really appreciate you joining me.
My friend, thank you very much for the invitation. Really, I hope that people like it. This year, I'm publishing my second book in English. It's going to be my 6th book. I wrote 16 books. I wrote 15. There's going to be the 60th book about Colares with new information, more information that you outside of Brazil never heard of. So I hope this year I'm going to publish this book.
That's fantastic news. Really wish you all the best for that. Once again, Thiago, thank you so much for joining me.
Thank you very much, Vinny.